As Chancellor of the University, I declare this congregation open for the conferring of degrees by the authority of the Senate and the Council.
Lord Lieutenant, my Lord Mayor, Town Clerk, parents, friends, sponsors and guests. As Vice-Chancellor of the University of Leicester, I am delighted to welcome you all to this degree congregation. Degree congregations are celebrations for all those who graduate today. We celebrate your many achievements that culminate in the award of a degree from a major international research-led university. We are certainly very pleased to see our graduands assembled in the hall this morning, and most especially those people who have studied by distance learning and who may be visiting the city of Leicester for the first time. I'm sure for all of you it must be several years since you studied our prospectus, and during that time we've changed considerably. The university has increased in size, so today we are a university of approximately 17,000 students. But most importantly, we have increased in intellectual stature during the period you have been here, and you have all played a part in developing the intellectual areas of the university. In research, we are in the top 20 universities for research grant and contract income. This allows our academic staff to do leading-edge work in the disciplines in which they are engaged. Likewise, we were delighted at Easter time this year to find that the Financial Times named us as the leading provider of postgraduate master's degrees in the UK. Indeed, at this moment in time, the University of Leicester's student profile means that 54% of our students are postgraduates. This puts us in a definite lead compared with many other British universities. In teaching, we are regularly reviewed by external groups for the Quality Assurance Agency. And in the last 10 visits to Leicester, where our teaching has been evaluated, all our departments have been awarded a mark that equates with excellence. At this point, it's very appropriate for me to congratulate all members of staff and all students who have been associated with those visits. It's a splendid record and a splendid achievement for the university. Many of you will have appreciated that research and teaching are intimately intertwined. They are fundamental to a university education, and I am sure that your experience in Leicester will have brought you into contact with leading researchers and scholars in their respective fields. For research and critical analysis informs teaching. It extends the boundaries of the worlds we investigate in our different disciplines. In that respect, the two have to be locked together, and that is what we firmly believe in this university. The development of research and critical analysis will assist you to engage in problem solving throughout your careers. It will also allow you to play your role in a knowledge-based economy, which is so important for successful regeneration and investment in essential infrastructure. It is also essential that people are able, through the qualities that they obtain from a degree programme, also enjoy a high standard and quality of life. But how does research and teaching come together in the faculty that graduates this morning? I could give countless examples of the way in which the Faculty of Social Sciences stands very high within the UK and internationally. but I want to focus on two particular examples. Some of you graduating today will have studied in the Scarman Centre, and I'm sure will join with me in being absolutely delighted that Dr. Martin Gill has been awarded a grant of over £1 million to engage in policy-focused research for the Home Office. I think that's a splendid example of the way in which social science actually engages with the issues of the day, informs government policy, and develops situations that improve the overall quality of provision in our society, both nationally and internationally. If we then turn to teaching, we were very pleased to find that our economics department obtained a score of 24 out of 24 when the Quality Assurance Agency visited us earlier in the year. But 24 out of 24 seemed to us to be a point that we had reached, a very high pinnacle, but it's a place from which we can take off in order to attain ever higher standards. And I certainly know that when the economics department in Leicester achieved that score, it was their view that they wanted to push on in order to make sure that they achieved much higher standards in other areas of activity, having obtained the highest award possible in that particular field. It's those kinds of activities that make this university very strong, and all our departments play a part in continuing to develop research and teaching. First, through new initiatives in the region. We were delighted that Leicester was one of the universities that was chosen to engage in the development of foundation degrees, a new style two-year degree that the government has decided to sponsor. In this university, we are engaging in these degree programs in security and risk management, focused in this faculty, and also in the field of teaching people engaged as classroom assistants. Secondly, we also wish to develop our links with companies, and we are very proud to have an existing link based in this faculty through the Management Centre and through the teaching of quality issues, that we have a very strong link with Rolls-Royce. And we see this is a base from which we can develop links with other major companies. Because one of the things that any university needs to be able to do is to demonstrate how research can be applied in a company context, and in turn, how teaching can enable companies to put their employees into a situation where they're in touch with the latest research, where they can engage in research and development activities, and they can have access to advanced training. Finally, there is the development of distance learning, and this university has developed distance learning over the last 10 years. And in this particular year, I'm very pleased to report that we now have over 5,000 students studying with us by distance. But those of you who are studying for a first degree and have graduated and will be graduating today may think that this is a pause or an end to your period with the University of Leicester. But can I just say that if you wish to sign up immediately for a distance learning degree, we should be delighted to arrange that. And just in case the people upstairs think that they're exempt from this activity, can I assure parents and friends that we would be only too pleased to arrange that you can study for a distance learning degree with us beginning next week if you so wish. The University of Leicester makes lifelong learning a living reality, but there are many challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. We need to achieve our student recruitment targets this year in order to make a contribution to the way in which this country is building an active participation rate in higher education, which is a target of 50% of the population aged 18 to 30 to experience higher education by the year 2010. I think that is a very important objective because we know that people who engage in higher education open up many opportunities for themselves and their families. Secondly, we need to meet the challenge of reduced budgets by generating our own income. It's been very important that there's been a comprehensive spending review that has benefited universities by developing our infrastructure in order that we can engage in leading-edge work. It's also important that universities themselves make an active contribution to raising funds in innovative ways. This is a task that we need to continue to develop together. Thirdly, we need to think about developing new forms of learning through multimedia delivery. Many of you will have heard about the development of the electronic university, and I'm sure you will be pleased to know that the University of Leicester is engaging in development activity in this area. And I should add that just before the degree ceremony, the Chancellor and I discussed the possibility of developing the virtual handshake, as this will make degree ceremonies much more efficient in the future. Finally, and very importantly, it's essential to establish new networks regionally, nationally, and internationally. Excellent international universities are also excellent regional and national bodies. It's very important for the City of Leicester that we have a strong presence here, and our strong presence here should be echoed in the international community. The two go together. For the University of Leicester has much to contribute as it moves into the 80th year since higher education was first provided on our campus in University Road. During that period, people have always been important to this university, both those who work here and also those people who give freely of their time and serve in such roles as being members of the university's council. Today, it is my very great pleasure to be able to announce that a former member of the university's council and a great friend of this university, Dr. Frank May, who should identify himself, who sat in the middle of our academic group. Dr. Frank May has been awarded the great honour of being elected a Freeman of the City of Leicester. And we do congratulate you very much, Dr. May. Finally, I would like to congratulate all of you who graduate today on the degrees you have obtained and the quality that you have produced in pushing the standard even higher. It is a terrific achievement by the graduating class of 2001. I hope that all of you will continue to develop your links with the university. We are very proud of you, and we hope you will be very proud of the activities that continue to develop through research and teaching in this university. Certainly, I shall look forward to seeing you at alumni events in the future. But before I sit down, I would like to introduce you to, well, it's a bit of a competition that we've got going this year. Basically, I'm very interested in how well all the faculties applaud their fellow students. And at the moment, the competition is tough, but I think the Faculty of Social Sciences could well see off the Faculty of Law and the Faculty of Social Sciences that I judge at the moment to just be about in the lead. So you've got the opportunity this morning to demonstrate to us that you can clap louder and longer than your colleagues in other faculties. But it seems to me we need a little bit of practice to demonstrate that you're up to this task. And I would like you to join me in showing your great appreciation to your parents, relatives, friends and sponsors who have supported you through school, college and university. So I would now ask the graduating class of 2001 to join me in a round of applause for all those people. That's very good, but you're going to have to work hard to keep up with the Faculty of Law. Have an enjoyable day, applaud your fellow students, and all good wishes to you all in your future careers.
Our honorand, Richard Pearson, was born in London and began his education at Harrow County School. When he left school, he went into local government, working with the town planning department in Chelsea. In 1966, he decided to enter higher education and came to the University of Leicester to read for a BSc Honours degree in maths, economics and statistics. He has fond memories both of his time in what is now Stamford Hall and of his membership of an eclectic range of university clubs, including the Cycling Club, the Bridge Club, and the Socialist Society. He remains a keen bridge player and cyclist to this day, and participated in a stage of the 1999 Amateur Tour de France cycling event. Although he is at pains to stress his amateur status as a cyclist, he nonetheless undertakes ventures which would daunt most of us. Next Thursday, for example, he will again be participating in the Tour de France, but, and I quote him, only for 150 kilometres across 3 ski stations. And even then, he neglects to mention that nearly half of these 150 kilometres will be uphill. His time as a member of the Socialist Society coincided with a period of turmoil in universities across Europe. In 1968, following the student protests in Paris and then at the London School of Economics, Richard brought revolution to Leicester and helped stage a sit-in in the university's buildings. Notwithstanding such extracurricular activities, he graduated from us in 1969 and, treading a well-established path, moved to Newcastle University to study for a master's degree in statistics. He recalls at the time that he wanted to do something useful and to work at the interface of the public and private sector. Our honorand has fulfilled this aim to the point of becoming a major international figure in the area of employment studies. He has spent the last 25 years designing, funding, conducting, and disseminating the findings of employment-related research. Currently, he is the director of the Institute for Employment Studies, having been involved in its development since the inception of the Institute in 1970. Today, it has become the UK's leading independent international centre for research and consultancy on issues of labour markets, employment policy, and corporate strategy. It now has over 50 staff, plus associates and partners in over a dozen countries. They work both in the UK and abroad, helping the corporate sector, government departments, agencies, professional bodies, and the trade unions meet the challenges of developing and implementing effective employment policies. His own distinguished research has principally focused on the relationship between the labour market and education and on corporate performance. In that capacity, he has made numerous contributions. One example of his influential work is his book, University Challenge: Student Choices in the 21st Century, which was published in 1996. This text was primarily aimed at the nation's vice-chancellors to help their strategy group better deploy resources for the needs of today's students. A year later, he published the European Report on Science and Technology Indicators for the European Commission. This text is widely regarded as having done much to debunk myths relating to educational needs and the labour market. It showed, for example, that the supposed chronic shortage of people working in the field of information technology was in reality marketing hype pushed by vested interests. It also argued that it was a mistake to adopt an aggregate approach to putting resources into science and technology education. Instead, the report argued resources should be deployed more selectively to reflect the changing needs of the 21st century society and the labour market. For the Department of Education, he also wrote Excellence in Research in Schools. This work, too, was highly influential for its emphasis on the importance of bringing together educational researchers and educational policymakers to determine research objectives in education. It is a hallmark of the communication skills of our honorand that it not only achieves success in getting the researchers and policymakers to talk to each other, but also to listen to each other as well. With contributions of this exceptional caliber, it is small wonder that his views and advice are sought worldwide. Among those international bodies for whom he has acted as an advisor and consultant are the OECD, the European Union, the World Bank, and the Dutch government. For the British government, he serves on the School Teachers' Pay Review Body, which reports to the Prime Minister and the Secretary of State on matters relating to pay of teachers and the implementation of reforms. He is also a member of the Advisory Board of the Defence Analytic Services Agency, a quango which monitors aspects of planning and performance for the Ministry of Defence. It is clear that Richard Pearson has rather more than achieved his objectives that he set for himself as a young man, that is, of being useful at the interface of the public and private sector. We wish him well in his future career and in the Tour de France next Thursday. Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and the Council, I present Richard Pearson, that you may confer upon him the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Letters.
This is the degree of Doctor of Letters. We welcome you among us. Very well. Congratulations. Good cycle.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure and honour to be here to receive an honorary doctorate. I received my first degree on this stage some many years ago. The official guidelines are that for a study for a doctorate should normally take 3 years. In my case, it's been 31 years, time lapse, but all good things come to those who wait. My work at the Institute shows me the importance of evidence and planning when making decisions. I'm sure that the decision to come to Leicester was the subject of a great deal of thought and planning before your arrival, and a good choice you've made as well. But life and careers are not just about rational decisions. The heart must come into the equation as well as the head. Some of you will have chosen your initial careers. Others will take a gap year. Others may still be undecided. The important thing is not to try to plan to the tiniest detail. Life is too variable for that. Rather, it's to have dreams and aspirations and a sense of purpose and direction, and to make your own luck, making the most of the opportunities presented. I came to be working for the World Bank in Egypt through a half chance. It exemplified the uncertainties of life. These uncertainties started with me still not knowing when I got to Heathrow whether the contract was really on, but the lure of the unknown was great. My friend said the risks were high, the heat, the food, the people, the dust, the difference, or what? I couldn't see what the risk was, and the rewards were wonderful. Not just the people, the culture, the history, and lifestyle, but the opportunity to start to understand another culture's perspective on life. Yes, and the work was quite challenging and interesting as well. Graduands, a good education is a key foundation for the future. In graduating from Leicester, you've shown you have the capabilities and skills to take you forward. Have dreams and aspirations and make the most of your opportunities. I'd like to thank all the staff at Leicester for the opportunities they gave me, the staff ranging from the cleaners through to council and the teaching staff. I have, and I can thoroughly recommend a Leicester degree coupled with aspirations as an excellent foundation for life. Thank you.
The graduands in the Faculty of the Social Sciences will be presented by the Dean, Dr. Nagreen. Will all graduands in the faculty please stand?
Mr. Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from the Faculty of the Social Sciences to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Graduates of the Faculty of Social Sciences, by the authority of the Senate, I admit you to the several degrees for which you are presented.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Jamil El Imad. Spingu Kominek. Christine McGill. John Smith. For the degree of Master of Philosophy, John Akiboye. Georgios Malioris. For the degree of Master of Arts in Criminology, Stella Chan. William Harry. For the degree of Master of Arts in European Politics, Lynn Senior. For the degree of Master of Arts in International Business Analysis, University College Northampton, Gillian Aldridge. Artie Bilimoria. Hong Chen. Greg Mitchell. Gladys Oben. Erica Pavlis. Kate Walton. Julia Yang. For the degree of Master of Arts in International Economic History, Stephen Brearley. Kate Horton. For the degree of Master of Arts in Social Work, Gareth Bailey. Joanna Bemberger. Tanya Boulogne. Sarah Bolton. Lindsay Darnbrook. Elizabeth Doku. Daniel Dupre. Alexandra Greenwood. Emily Jane Hannaby. Alan Hassel. Carmen Hawkes. Rob Hawley. Rachel Hodgkinson. Maria Hunt. Rachel Hunt. Caroline Jewell. Victoria Johnson. Caroline Keane. Jaswinder Kera. Nina Manning. Andrea Markham. Maria McGrogan. Lindsay Murfield. Rihanna Rashid.
Congratulations.
Lisa Rosenthal.
Congratulations.
Tamsin Russell.
Congratulations.
Christine Schultz.
Congratulations.
Eileen Smithers.
Congratulations.
Natalie Spooner.
Congratulations.
Eamon Sweeney.
Congratulations.
William Tollington.
Congratulations.
Lorna Wilson.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Peter Boyster.
Congratulations.
Simon Boy.
Congratulations.
Alan Byron.
Congratulations.
Andrew Tra.
Congratulations.
Pamela Donahue.
Congratulations.
Ansel Fernandez.
Congratulations.
Orin Francis.
Congratulations.
Roger Fulford.
Congratulations.
Patrick Glackin.
Congratulations.
Suzanne Hand.
Congratulations.
Yu Fei Ho.
Congratulations.
Kathy Hu.
Congratulations.
Fleming Jensen.
Congratulations.
Takashi Kashiwaya.
Congratulations.
Peter Kirkham.
Congratulations.
Tetsushi Komiyama.
Congratulations.
Kyriakos Kyriakopoulos.
Congratulations.
Yuan Lam.
Congratulations.
Stephen Lam.
Congratulations.
Shi Hung Lin.
Congratulations.
Alison Longman.
Congratulations.
Shasha Lumantur.
Congratulations.
Babishadi Martins. John McKinley.
Congratulations. You're the right man.
Atsushi Megumi.
Congratulations.
Takanori Miyake.
Congratulations.
Shun Murita.
Congratulations. Well done.
Hiroki Motusuna.
Congratulations.
Yunesa Mutayara.
Congratulations.
Masahiro Ogasawara.
Congratulations. Well done.
Srinivasan Paranji Ramaswamy.
Congratulations.
Lai Pun.
Congratulations.
Shi Kriang.
Congratulations.
Michael Scott.
Congratulations.
Jonathan Sheath.
Congratulations.
Darren Smith.
Congratulations.
Darren Smith.
Right one. Congratulations.
Donna Spillane.
Congratulations.
Pei Ji Sun.
Congratulations.
Koji Suzuki.
Congratulations.
Mira Tanaka.
Congratulations.
Koji Toritani.
Congratulations.
Annette van Kempana.
Congratulations.
Sudhir Vashist.
Congratulations.
Takashi Yokokawa.
Congratulations.
En Kui Yu.
Congratulations.
Qing Zhang.
Congratulations.
Ping Zhao.
Congratulations.
Lan Zhu.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Employee Relations, Manal Baidas.
Congratulations.
Joseph Montebello.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Finance, Nomel Agnero.
Congratulations.
Nadine Andre.
Congratulations.
Hiadinarian Apadu.
Congratulations.
Kwesi Awu Weriko.
Congratulations.
Abdel Babika.
Congratulations.
Bismarck Boyke Yadom.
Congratulations.
Abena Bonsu.
Congratulations.
Bonnie Chang.
Congratulations.
Eleanor Damarila.
Congratulations.
Emmanuel Dentu.
Congratulations.
Cheryl Francis.
Congratulations.
Lee Gao.
Congratulations.
Alexandra Garcia Pulido.
Congratulations.
Prani Hariafong.
Congratulations.
Chun Ho.
Congratulations.
Abdul Kamara.
Congratulations.
Rahat Kazmi.
Congratulations.
Han Nguyen.
Congratulations.
Isaac Obeng.
Congratulations.
Agyamang Opoku.
Congratulations.
Mageswari Palanyandi.
Congratulations.
Stephanie Plant.
Congratulations.
Lawrence Kay.
Congratulations.
Abdu Say.
Congratulations.
Fang Ki Song.
Congratulations.
Mitsu Tamada.
Congratulations.
Vincent Tan.
Congratulations.
Edison Tarawali.
Congratulations.
Watson Wong.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Information Technology Management, Joel Akande.
Congratulations.
Huang Huang.
Congratulations.
Ming Chang Ko.
Congratulations.
Ching Chu Tsei.
Congratulations.
Chu Hua Tsei.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, International University College Northampton, Sarah Dias.
Congratulations.
Rupesh Kujadol.
Congratulations.
Jun Hu.
Congratulations.
Maya Jalisik.
Congratulations.
Shiyun Ni.
Congratulations.
Philomena Pigmans.
Congratulations.
Alan Wei Chun.
Congratulations.
Huan Zhao.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Maritime Management, George Gennadios.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Marketing, Tariq Abdul Al.
Congratulations.
Calliope Anastuli.
Congratulations.
Faziwa Bakuri.
Congratulations.
Albert Chan.
Congratulations.
Yu Zhong Chang.
Congratulations.
Mei Ching Chow.
Congratulations.
Su Ling Chen.
Congratulations.
Lai Yu Chen.
Congratulations.
Victor Cheong.
Congratulations.
Viren Gudka.
Congratulations.
Sharon Hawkins Zeeb.
Congratulations.
Fu Mei Ho,
Congratulations, well done.
Hu Ling Xia,
Congratulations.
Mei Chu Su,
Congratulations.
Zheng Huang,
Congratulations.
Hua Jan Hang,
Congratulations.
Keong Hu,
Congratulations.
Juliana Liu,
Congratulations.
Huan Wu Liu,
Congratulations.
Krita Luckman,
Congratulations.
Nilesh Ramaya,
Congratulations.
Ashba Sheikh,
Congratulations.
Lina Su,
Congratulations.
Chiu Tay,
Congratulations.
Joseph Vasily,
Congratulations.
Yun Peng Yen,
Congratulations.
Li Zhang Barber,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Supply Chain Management, Nicholas Morris.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Total Quality Management, Peter Lagat.
Congratulations.
Wing Leong,
Congratulations.
Kirinya Mwendia,
Congratulations.
Gina Yang.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, University College Northampton, Tony Ainley.
Congratulations, well done.
Helen Bottom,
Congratulations.
Donna Burnett,
Congratulations.
Anne Campbell,
Congratulations.
Patrick Cross,
Congratulations.
Rosalind Day,
Congratulations, well done.
Jennifer Hanscom,
Congratulations.
Derek Hargreaves,
Congratulations.
Alistair Johnson,
Congratulations.
Michael Carew,
Congratulations.
Jung Xiao Lee,
Congratulations.
Peter Nevison,
Congratulations.
Suzanne T,
Congratulations.
Diana Phillips,
Congratulations.
Colin Stewart,
Congratulations.
Maria Taylor,
Congratulations.
Elena Turns,
Congratulations.
Alison Tyler,
Congratulations.
Rajul Ved,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Science in Criminal Justice Studies, Noel Canningham,
Congratulations.
Bertha Groves Kirby,
Congratulations.
Tanya Roberts,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Science in Economics, Johanna Nzuachep,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Edward Akugri,
Congratulations.
Robert Comer,
Congratulations.
Sydney Larrier,
Congratulations.
Elizabeth Mio,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Science in Marketing, Patrick Connolly,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Science in Public Order Studies, Linda Sena Fernandez,
Congratulations.
Chi Man Young,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Science in Risk, Crisis and Disaster Management, Gavin Graham,
Congratulations.
Christopher Hartrick,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Master of Science in Security and Crime Risk Management, Robert Crutchington,
Congratulations.
Aden Dallo,
Congratulations.
Isao Kioni.
Congratulations.
Richard Mitten.
Congratulations.
Takombo Shoyeli.
Congratulations.
Christopher Smith.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Master of Science in the Study of Security Management, Paul Barker.
Congratulations.
Susan Brocken.
Congratulations.
Steve Dunn.
Congratulations.
Lisa Eves.
Congratulations.
Paul Farrell.
Congratulations.
Denzel Franklin.
Congratulations.
James Gay.
Congratulations.
Tina Gill.
Congratulations.
Christine Hawkins.
Congratulations.
Susan Kavanagh.
Congratulations.
Slim Khalil.
Congratulations.
Helen King.
Congratulations.
Pamela Krichworska.
Congratulations.
Philip Lane.
Congratulations.
David Matthews.
Congratulations.
Mandy McIntosh.
Congratulations.
Peter Mills.
Congratulations.
John Oakman.
Congratulations.
Simon Roberts.
Congratulations.
Stephen Skelton.
Congratulations. Well done.
It is a particular pleasure to introduce to this degree congregation Jack Spence, who is being honoured for his contribution to South African studies. Jack Spence is an expatriate South African who has retained his South African citizenship alongside his British nationality. He passes the Tebbit test since he continues bravely to support England rather than South Africa in sporting contests. Jack was born and grew up in South Africa. After reading history at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, he contemplated an MA in colonial history at King's College London. However, like many of his generation from South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand, he decided instead to read for a second undergraduate degree and took a BSc in International Relations at the London School of Economics. These were the years when he decided upon a career as an academic. There had been two other possible career attractions: becoming a diplomat, but this was not an option for him in apartheid South Africa, or a clergyman. He returned to South Africa to a lectureship in history and politics at the University of Natal, Durban, and Pietermaritzburg for 2 years, before the LSE drew him back as Rockefeller Junior Research Fellow. This led to his appointment as a politics lecturer at the University of Wales in Swansea. By 1973, he had been promoted to senior lecturer and then reader, and had written his first 2 books, Republic Under Pressure, a study of South African foreign policy, and Lesotho, The Politics of Dependence. Jack Spence came to Leicester in 1973 as Professor of Politics and became head of the Department of Politics. His work on South African politics continued to flourish. Even when it was fashionable to boycott everything South African, he was prepared to welcome research scholars to the department from South Africa, and it is a credit to his diplomacy that this was accomplished in a spirit of academic comity and a recognition that universities should remain a place of dialogue, open to all genuine scholars in good standing. He has always broadcast regularly on radio and television and is a past president of the African Studies Association of the United Kingdom and a past chairman of the British International Studies Association. Among his editorial distinctions over the years have been the editorships of International Affairs, the Journal of Southern African Studies, and the Review of International Studies. From 1981 to 1987, he served the university as a Pro-Vice-Chancellor and served as acting Vice-Chancellor for the summer term of 1985, when the Vice-Chancellor of the day, Sir Maurice Schock, took a sabbatical. Jack Spence is proud to have been what he describes as a provincial academic and believes that the notion of provinciality as something for which apology is due is misplaced. This, he assures me, has nothing to do with his intense dislike of sherry. He recalls the atmosphere of the University of Leicester as one of extraordinary civility. There was a gentility and collegiality about the place which was much to be admired. There was also a becoming modesty about the academic enterprise, which would have little place in today's era of league tables and competitiveness, even in higher education. In 1991, Jack Spence moved to Chatham House, the Royal Institute of International Affairs, in St. James Square in London, as Director of Studies, and remained there until his retirement in 1997. During these years, he was made an Honorary Fellow of the University of Wales, Swansea, of Staffordshire University, and of Nen College in Northampton. In 1997, he was awarded an Honorary Doctorate of Laws by the University of Witwatersrand, and in 1998, an Honorary Doctorate of Literature by Nottingham Trent University. His time at Chatham House must have given him a liking for working in splendid London buildings and locations, because he now spends part of each week as academic advisor at the Royal College of Defence Studies, which occupies a very grand building near Hyde Park Corner. He's finally also made it to King's College London, where he is a visiting professor in the Department of War Studies and has been instrumental in putting together a master's programme for those attending the Royal College. When not in London, he spends time in Shropshire on a 15-acre small holding where his wife manages rare breeds of cows, sheep, and pigs. The urban and the rural combination suits him well. In the quiet of what he calls North Herefordshire, he reads 19th and early 20th century literature and 20th century poetry and watches England lose at cricket. When asked what has given him particular satisfaction, he identifies the paradoxical satisfaction of identifying, nurturing, and mentoring those who are cleverer than himself. When asked what he would like to be remembered for, Jack Spence, in a simple but enduring line, says, "Jack Spence taught me, and I learned something." Reflecting on an academic career of high distinction, Jack says that despite the putative attractions of the alternative careers I mentioned earlier in this oration, he has never wished to be anything else than an academic political scientist. We recognise the distinction of that career today. Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and the Council, I present to you John Edward Spence, that you may confer upon him the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters.
This is the degree of Doctor of Letters. Welcome you among us. Congratulations.
Lord Lieutenant, my Lord Mayor, Chancellor, Pro-Chancellors, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council and Senate, members of the University, fellow graduands and fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, may I express to you all my profound appreciation of the signal honour the University has awarded me on this splendid occasion. I thank you too, Professor White, for those very kind words of introduction. I have the happiest memories of my 18 years at this university. My colleagues in the Department of Politics became my close friends. They were always immensely supportive. It was a real pleasure to work with them. Sadly, three are no longer with us: Ernst Wolgemuth, Peter Savager, Morris Hookham, All of them showed me, as did everyone in the department, many personal kindnesses. I think, too, with affection of successive generations of students, it was my pleasure to teach, as the public orator has said. Several went on to make their mark in the academic community, and certainly I knew that many were cleverer than I. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the pleasure of academic life, to be able to recognize talent of all kinds, nurture it to the fullest possible extent. I must also pay tribute to that unsung band of heroines, the various secretaries who looked after me in the Department of Politics, in the Pro-Vice-Chancellor's office, who kept me on the straight and narrow. And through their good offices, I avoided at least some sins of omission and commission. And I think affectionately of Sheila Rimington, Elaine Benamore, Vivian Burgess, and Renee Lewis, who is happily still with us in the department. The University of Leicester, as I said to the public orator, has always struck me as a genuinely civil society in the best sense of that term. Debate in faculty, Senate, Council, the various boards and committees was always conducted with infinite courtesy, infinite restraint. Voices were very rarely, if ever, raised in anger, though we in the Department of Politics had on occasion to exercise considerable restraint when it came to the vexed question of car parking allocation. I also had the very good fortune to work under the efficient and sensitive direction of three Vice-Chancellors, Sir Fraser Noble, Sir Maurice Schock, Dr. Kenneth Edwards. All three taught me the virtues of good administration, an invaluable lesson when I moved to Chatham House, and I'm grateful to them. Finally, let me on this happy occasion wish the university all success in the future. It is a splendid institute of learning, and I am proud to have been associated with it. The degree you have generously awarded me will remain a happy reminder of collegiality and friendship. And I wish those of you who already have graduated, and some of you who are eagerly waiting to graduate, I wish you all successful and productive careers. What I'm sure you've learnt here at Leicester, in both an academic and a personal sense, will, I'm convinced, contribute greatly to that success. Thank you very much.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Contemporary History, Christopher Atkinson. Jana Briggs. Anthony Carr. Emily Mitchell. Claire Palmer. Daniel Pilkington. Johanna Rickard. Matthew Woodward. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics, Mark Buckle. David Burton. Andrew Cottrell. Farouk Dean. Christopher Ditch. Gary Fallard. Kirandeep Kaur. Sujitra Krishnanandan. Ravi Kumar. Rikesh Majicha. Elaine Mock. Simon Morris. Kiran Nagpal. Kulvinder Rai. David Sherratt, Thomas Trinner, David Turney, Christopher Walton, Andrew Warburton, David Wright. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics with a year in Europe, Greg Bridger. Timothy Owen. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business Economics, Abdullahi Adamu. Ian Anthistle. Shaibu Odu. James Bartram. Fatih Bawa. Mark Bennett. Stephanie Beryl. Wing Yan Chan. Emma Chapman. Matthew Conduit. Sarah Cox. Richard Croft. Neil Cross. Rita Dimmer. Nicholas Edmonds. Duncan Ellis. Robert Fishwick. Christopher Gilbert. Yu Yik Go. Christina Guire. Cecil Hammond. Beverly Hanna. Rory Hannon. Jane Hatley. Nadia Healy. Michael Higgs. Daniel Hines. James Hitchings. Rory Horton Smith. Boris Cam. Elaine Kwan. Yik Kui Kwok. Lee Chu Law. Ken Leong. Jade Lim. Constance Lowe. Baslan Malai. Dipti Malde. Leanne Mason. Dan Mohab. Paul McDougall. Helena McLaughlin. Barnaby Mills. Cecilia Nanfuka. Balaji Ugunlende. Michael Pegg. Luke Percy. Christopher Queenie. James Rawson. Martin Ranshaw. Atha Sarwar. Manish Sethi. Matthew State. Katie Stairs. Andrew Steen. Andrew Stockford. Adam Stockwell. Phyllis Tan. Wing Zed Sang. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business Economics with a year in Europe, Heidi Allen. Jessica Rogers.
Congratulations.
John Wong.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economic and Social History, Catherine Allen.
Congratulations.
Hayley Anderson.
Congratulations.
Catherine Barnett.
Congratulations.
John Bird.
Congratulations.
Emma Challenor.
Congratulations.
Tom Cook.
Congratulations.
Anita Doxey.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Drew.
Congratulations.
Samantha Elliott.
Congratulations.
Jane Fairless.
Congratulations.
David Figgs.
Congratulations.
Hannah Frost.
Congratulations.
Susie Gadgen.
Congratulations.
Ralph Haddle.
Congratulations.
Alexander Harris.
Congratulations.
Adam Hill.
Congratulations.
Jonathan Hines.
Congratulations.
Shirley Horn.
Congratulations.
Kate Hunt.
Congratulations.
Helen Kellaway.
Congratulations.
Catherine Lang.
Congratulations.
Thomas Laver.
Congratulations.
Amy Lingwood.
Congratulations.
Anne Mitchell.
Congratulations.
Paul Moody.
Congratulations.
Heather Murray.
Congratulations.
Ben Noble.
Congratulations.
Alistair Peat.
Congratulations.
Hannah Penny.
Congratulations.
Gaspal Sumal.
Congratulations.
Colin Summers.
Congratulations.
Samantha Taylor.
Congratulations.
Rekha Varalia.
Congratulations.
Jenna Walker.
Congratulations.
Sally Williams.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Economic History, Lindsay Barrows.
Congratulations.
Charles Butcher.
Congratulations.
Carl Crick.
Congratulations.
Matthew Dyer.
Congratulations.
Gareth Harding.
Congratulations.
Lucy Webb.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Law, Onyemaduko Anyagbunam.
Congratulations.
Karen Boto.
Congratulations.
Christopher Kane.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Chong.
Congratulations.
Andrew Daly.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Dean.
Congratulations.
Dalveen Dardwar.
Congratulations.
Lynn Hall.
Congratulations.
Vanusa Miguel Chiluka.
Congratulations.
Simon Riley.
Congratulations.
Fayaz Tayoub.
Congratulations.
Anne True.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Waring.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Law with a year in Europe, Charlotte Arnold.
Congratulations.
Alan Priest.
Congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Politics, Nada Abshir.
Congratulations. Well done.
Yoni Adler.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Ackroyd.
Congratulations.
Jeff Andu.
Congratulations.
Georgina Banks.
Congratulations.
Rupinder Bedi.
Congratulations.
Jonathan Biggs.
Congratulations.
John Blance.
Congratulations.
Damien Bradley.
Congratulations.
Laura Brasnet.
Congratulations.
Peter Brennan.
Congratulations.
Christopher Briley.
Congratulations.
Russell Collett.
Congratulations.
Nicholas Dennis,
Congratulations.
David Duparc Brown,
Congratulations.
David Ebden,
Congratulations.
Clive Gabai,
Congratulations.
Barry Griffiths,
Congratulations.
Mark Hayward,
Congratulations.
Thomas Holborn,
Congratulations.
Aliza Holder,
Congratulations.
Anthony Jones,
Congratulations.
Rakesh Kachela,
Congratulations.
Sam Lucas,
Congratulations.
Sarah Millington Hall,
Congratulations.
Nicola Malloy,
Congratulations.
Charlotte Morgan,
Congratulations.
Mark O'Brien,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Peter O'Connell,
Congratulations.
Ian Pantling,
Congratulations.
Lynch Penamente,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Simon Petar,
Congratulations.
Victoria Petrie,
Congratulations.
Hannah Pettifer,
Congratulations.
Thomas Porter,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Lawrence Riley,
Congratulations.
Tim Roberts,
Congratulations.
Jonathan Sandler,
Congratulations.
Eleni Sophocleous,
Congratulations.
Natasha Swift,
Congratulations. Thank you.
Gareth Watson,
Congratulations.
Eleanor Weir,
Congratulations.
Catherine Williams,
Congratulations. Thank you.
for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Politics and Economic and Social History, James Clark,
Congratulations.
Jade Goodwin,
Congratulations.
Sarah Harvey,
Congratulations.
Sarah Mayer,
Congratulations.
Stephanie Masters,
Congratulations.
Emma Nuttall,
Congratulations.
Mark Sclair,
Congratulations.
Laura Stewart,
Congratulations.
Scott Thompson,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Bachelor of Science Economics, Paul Clifford,
Congratulations.
Charlotte Hutton,
Congratulations.
Ben Mercer,
Congratulations.
Annabelle Morrison,
Congratulations.
Kerry Norman,
Congratulations.
Shan Poon,
Congratulations.
Barbara Russell,
Congratulations.
Malkit Sund,
Congratulations.
Lloyd Sutton,
Congratulations.
Lily Tang,
Congratulations.
Stephen Widdicks,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Bachelor of Science Economics with a year in Europe, Mohammed Shafiq,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Economics, Stephen Butcher,
Congratulations.
Chai Wei Chu,
Congratulations.
Hu Bun Go,
Congratulations.
Omoya Itsueli,
Congratulations.
Raphael Mastrangelo,
Congratulations.
Yi Man Sang,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Business Administration, Esther Brown,
Congratulations.
Babajide Martins,
Congratulations.
for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business Economics, Samir Bakhshaliv,
Congratulations.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I ask you to admit to the several degrees for which they are presented by my faculty those candidates who are absent.
By the authority of the Senate, I admit those candidates who are absent to the several degrees for which they are presented.
Let me just say, on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, I think you're strong candidates for the prize after your performance just now. So let me begin by congratulating our honorary graduates and say how pleased we are to add them to the list of Leicester alumni. It may seem that, unlike the rest of you, who've had to work hard and pass examinations, they've had an easy time of it. But I should warn them that an honorary degree is a step on the way to becoming a Chancellor, and in return for the one handshake I've given them, they will have to repay it with several thousand handshakes in the future. But this is really the big day for all the others graduating today, and I offer you all my heartiest congratulations on your achievements and best wishes for the future. And this is also the occasion to thank all those who have supported you in one way or another during your studies, your family, your friends, your teachers, and even your examiners. All of them can celebrate, take pride in your success. Leicester is, of course, just one of the many universities all around the world where similar ceremonies are taking place, and the common concern with scholarship and the need to benefit humanity unites them all. I've just returned from giving the invited address at what is called the commencement ceremony at the American University of Beirut in the Lebanon. Oddly enough, this archaic English word for the graduation ceremony has survived in American institutions but is no longer used in this country. It recognizes that graduation is the beginning of real life rather than just the end of your student period. But there were other differences between Beirut and Leicester, the main one being that the ceremony there was held outdoors on the football field, and so was able to accommodate football-sized crowds. And the climate in Beirut is just a little more predictable than in England, with guaranteed sunshine. But to avoid too much of a good thing, the ceremony started at 7:30 in the evening and went on till late at night. The student parties began at midnight and finished at breakfast the next morning. A football field also lent itself to informality, so that although the students were, like you, all properly attired in smart dress and gowns, they were not inhibited from waving fireworks or balloons. So perhaps the Vice-Chancellor does not altogether regret the handicaps of the English climate. Another aspect of the Beirut ceremony, which the Vice-Chancellor may not wish to copy, is the tradition of having a student representative give a speech from the podium. While admirably democratic in principle, it does tend to attract the aspiring politician. Certainly the student who spoke when I was there indulged in some tub-thumping oratory, complaining about the high fees the university was charging, shortly before going off for his expensive champagne party. Perhaps you may wonder what I was doing in such a small and relatively obscure part of the world as the Lebanon, besides enjoying the sunshine. In fact, as my name indicates, my father came from the Lebanon, and I was brought up in various parts of the Middle East, and had part of my schooling in Alexandria in Egypt. I therefore grew up in a very cosmopolitan environment, surrounded by many cultures and languages. And since I'm a mathematician, I took advantage of this opportunity by learning how to count in a dozen different languages, including such obscure ones as Amharic. I was always aware of the difficulties and tensions that a mix of cultures can produce, but I also realized that a school provides an opportunity to understand and appreciate ethnic diversity. Living in close proximity at a young and formative age enables children to learn at first hand something of the complexity of the world. And what was true for me at school over 50 years ago is now true much more widely for students at universities in many parts of the world. Certainly one of the things that Beirut and Leicester have in common is the wide range of student backgrounds. In Beirut, this variety simply reflects the complex social fabric of the Lebanon, with its mix of Christians and Muslims of all varieties, superimposed on a trilingual culture of Arabic, English, and French. Here in Leicester, the mix partly reflects the increasing variety in the population of the UK and partly the very large number of students who come here from abroad. In fact, if you look around the present world, one of the most notable developments is the increasing mobility of people. There are large migrations taking place for a whole host of reasons: political, economic, and demographic. In Europe, there are movements from south to north and from east to west. In America, where immigration has been going on for 500 years, there is a shift in the balance of newcomers. And when I was recently in California, it was officially announced that for the first time, the percentage of the population there of European origin was now below 50%. There have been large influxes from the Far East. These are historic changes, and they can be accompanied by serious problems. Economic stress can aggravate the situation, and unscrupulous politicians can play on people's fears, and we have seen recent examples in this country. It is the task of the more enlightened sections of society to diffuse tension and increase mutual understanding and tolerance in our communities. And in particular, this task will fall on you, as the younger generation, who have benefited from a higher education. I trust and hope that your time at university has taught you not only the skills of your subject, but also how to get along with those from different cultural and ethnic backgrounds. And there's no more important role for universities than to produce tolerant and enlightened citizens for the future. As you leave university, the world you will enter is changing fast, not only in terms of the movement of peoples, but also in terms of technology and employment. You start with the initial advantages of your degree from Leicester, but you will need to supplement this in various stages, in various ways. Some of you will acquire further skills on the job. Others will get special training. Some may go on to higher degrees or research, and some may return later to university for additional courses. To keep up with the world outside, you will constantly have to be educating yourself. In fact, the most useful skill you can acquire at university is that of learning how to teach yourself. With libraries and the internet, with universities offering retraining programs, there are plenty of opportunities for you to keep abreast of changes. I hope you will do so. As I said at the beginning, graduation is really your commencement. So I wish you all well. May you have fulfilling lives, both personal and professional. May you serve not only your own advancement, but also that of your community. And whatever happens, do not lose the idealism of youth, but temper it with experience and realism. I now declare this congregation closed.